Alright, welcome to another painting tutorial. In this one we're going to look at the Celexus Assassin from the Assassinorum box set. Very similar paint job to all the rest of the Assassins in this series. So if you haven't seen those, check those out first. Because they're not a lot different, and I kind of skip over some steps by the time we get to this one here. This is the third of 4 tutorials. So yeah, the basic paint scheme is the same, using sort of the blue-gray, black highlights on the skin, and some sort of dirty gray highlights on all the equipment. And here we are here. So this is the base coats and the wash is applied. So black wash to the red bits there, as well as the silver bits, some brown to the other areas basically. So I'm using a Ushabti Bone to give a base coat highlight here to the skull kind of mask. Just trying to keep away from all of the bits. There's not a lot of room to work with here, so I'm just trying to keep a little bit of a dark edge around all the joints and get the highlight built up on the flat areas. Not really any particular order with these first level of highlights, doesn't really matter. So dark reaper I'm doing next here. So going around with all that on all the sort of muscles and bones that are sticking out through the skin here. The muscles, same idea as all the other ones, just trying to go around the edges as if it's a reflection on a kind of a reflective suit of some sort. You know, it's a glossy matte, glossy black look to it. Eshin Grey for the highlights on all the equipment. So that's mostly just the helmet on this guy. So just trying to get a bit of an edge highlight around all those sharp edges, as well as any of the joints, kind of a thin line highlight along there. Okay, Hashut Copper for the first highlight on all of the metallic bits on his helmet. So it's kind of giving it a brassy kind of a look here, or a copper look if you will. And so the first highlight is kind of covering up all of the flat areas. Any little screws or rivets, just trying to leave a little bit of room around those so that there's a bit of a shade around the edges of those. Okay, so for some of the glowy bits, I use Nihilakh Oxide. So that's these little pieces around the side of the helmet, as well as the little vents or whatever they are at the back there. I'm going to go back with a little bit of white to give it kind of a glowy look. As well as the sort of the thing at the very front of the mask. Okay, Runefang Steel highlighting up all the gold and silver bits. There's not really much gold on this guy, or any at all. One of the things is to do all the buckles on those straps, as well as any rivets or knobby bits, as well as the hands there. Could have done the copper with this as well. That probably would have been a good idea. I did do a little bit of it off camera a little bit later, but that won't be noticeable until the end. Those little doodads on his arms there, I just base coated those black, and then just highlighting with silver all of the raised bits. Okay, Screaming Skull for the final highlight on the bone bits, so that little skull on his chest and his mask. Helmet details there. Dawnstone highlights on the bits on his helmet here that are all black. Just trying to get really fine highlights, all those. And I do go back later with a bit of Chaos Black, or sorry, Abaddon Black, and touch up some of the black on that, just so that I get the nice deep shades. Okay, Pink Horror highlighting up the leather straps here. So these were done with corn red, black wash, and then highlight. So they don't actually look pink, but the pink is it works well with that reddish color. Okay, Sycorax Bronze, or Sycorax Bronze, whatever this is called. So the paint that I have is really crummy. For whatever reason, it turned out it's kind of like a jello inside my pot. So it doesn't work that great. So I did go back with a little bit of Runefang Steel and highlight it up. Okay, Screaming Skull, so watered this right down and just applying it a little bit to those glowy bits, a little dot on that gem sort of lens on his eye, and a bit on the back. Fenrisian Grey for the final highlights on all of the suit. So this here is where it really kind of comes out, so it's important that you get this right. Less is more. It's always better to go back and add more. The other thing too is if you use, you can go back with black and touch things up, either redo it, so totally redo it, or if you thin it down, you can kind of tone things down a bit as well with a plain black. And I'm using the GW website as kind of a guide for this. I still haven't nailed this technique, but learning it, it's kind of like doing the non-metallic gold. Once you kind of figure out a system, it becomes a lot easier. But until then, it's pretty tricky. So I just hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Be sure to check out all the other stuff on my channel and blog, and feel free to post a comment if you have any questions or comments or complaints or that sort of thing. See you next time.